Hello, this is Ms Tiffanydenise, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Tea with Tiffany. I'm standing outside of Lido, Italian restaurant and bar right here on the corner of 117th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard in Harlem, getting ready for my interview with the producing artistic director of the Classical Theater of Harlem, Mr. Ty Jones. Okay, so here we are with Mr. Ty Jones.
Hello.
Hello, and how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Wonderful. I hope you like tea.
I do.
Because we're going to have a little tea today.
Fantastic.
This is Tea with Tiffany, after all. And we're going to go to the diaspora. We're going to have some South African rooibos.
Let's do it.
And I picked that because, Classical Theater of Harlem, every production you all produce is kind of like, has a feeling of the African diaspora in some form, shape, or fashion.
Yep.
I just love it.
Thank you.
I was reading something that said, the director, Carl, he said something about the Tempest, which is now playing.
Yes.
Saying it being something like a gumbo.
Yeah, theatrical gumbo.
Theatrical gumbo.
Yeah. What we've done is we've set the play in Hispaniola. This was Carl's concept.
Yes.
And Hispaniola is the island that holds Haiti and Dominican Republic. Carl has always been a very conscious brother about what's happening today. How do we make this story, the Tempest, relevant today?
Right.
And I think we all know what's happening in the Dominican Republic right now.
Right.
So now we're just referencing Hispaniola. Right? So it's important for us to walk away from the production, hopefully in dialogue and discussion about the world in which we live.
Right.
I think you'll enjoy our play, but hopefully it reaches even beyond what one would see, and that is the way in which I think plays should work.
Right.
It should. I hope, and I may be a bit of a snob about this,
okay,
but I would never want somebody to leave a play that I've produced go like, oh man, that music was really good. I hope they've left with a story that has moved them in some sort of meaningful way.
Exactly.
And this production of the Tempest has a point of view.
It definitely does.
Yeah, and I'm proud of it.
We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir,
that's wonderful. So with each production that the Classical Theater of Harlem puts up, there's something that they each bring to the table.
Yes.
So what does the Tempest bring to the table of the legacy of the Classical Theater of Harlem?
Well, there's a broad story about the shows that we produce and what we are working towards.
Right.
So, and what we're working towards is to have a spring show, a summer show, and a winter show.
Got
okay?
it.
That spring show is that punch in the gut social justice piece that I want. And I would love to even have an opportunity to always share that social justice piece with a downtown theater company. So we've even trademarked a name, Uptown Meets Downtown. So we're always looking for something in the spring that we can sort of co-produce with maybe a downtown theater company, something that has a deep impact, probably the kind of play that makes people upset, but creates some dialogue. The summer show is sort of us on steroids. I mean, we have a potential of having 1,200 people per night in a show. And, our normal indoor shows are, 100, 150 seats. So we have to have the capacity and the energy to try and enroll people, gather names, get demographic information. Right. I mean, this is
it's a business.
That's right. It is a business.
It's a business.
So, and that particular production, family friendly, fun, and free.
And free.
So you got the one production, hard hitting.
Business model.
Yeah. Family fun, friendly and free.
Friendly and free.
You got what I said.
Yes,
F's,
I got
right?
it. Family, fun,
and then,
friendly, and free.
Yes. And the third one is the winter show. So I'm still pinching myself today a bit about this, but I commissioned Jason Michael Webb and Leland Duran Thompson to write a Christmas show for us, because what I felt is that Harlem did not have a run of a holiday show.
Right.
When I did regional theater, I don't do it as much anymore, but every theater that I went to just about had a Christmas show. Generally, it was Christmas Carol. And the revenue that they would bring in from Christmas Carol helped fund their programming the next
Throughout the year.
So I saw in Harlem that during the holiday season, there may be showcases that are going on. You know, a gospel singer will come in, you know, raise the roof.
Yes.
But in terms of a run of a show, it just wasn't that.
It wasn't happening.
So I, after this commission, I was like, my only directive to those two guys was to create the 21st Century Dickens, because we could have done Christmas Carol through our lens, but I didn't want to appropriate that story. I wanted to make a story that was our own.
Exactly.
Right? So,
which we're very good at.
yes. So we did a showcase at Red Rooster of the music at Jimmy's Supper Club, and the Apollo's Brass was there.
Nice.
Now the Apollo is arguably the #1 brand in Harlem. I mean, that's probably the most recognizable one.
Right.
And long story short, they called us into their office.
Yeah.
They showed us what their schedule was during the December months. They already had dedicated programming, so I thought that this might not be the year. And then Mickey Shepard made a couple phone calls, cleared the month out, and then asked us when tech would be.
Wow.
So we are going to be premiering a holiday show called The First Noel at the world famous Apollo in their sound stage.
That is so
Now with
incredible.
the dream is that maybe in 4 or 5 years, the momentum of the show will be such that it can be in the main stage area. So then when folks are looking for their holiday offerings, they're going to see Nutcracker and Radio City, but they're going to come uptown to Harlem at the world famous Apollo, at the world famous Apollo Theater, and come see The First Noel by the Classical Theater.
That is incredible.
And that will be a sort of a global win. It'll be a win for Harlem, a win for the Apollo, a win for CTH, a win for the community.
That's incredible.
So that's what we're going for.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, for how long have you been with the Classical Theater of Harlem? Because
Since-
you definitely seem to have a vision for the theater.
So I came on as an actor in 2003. I did The Blacks. I ended up winning an Obie Award and essentially became the face of the company as an actor.
Got it.
In 2009, the financial crisis hit, and it exposed the deep deficits that we had as a company, and not just financially, but artistically as well, and in terms of leadership. There was a leadership change, and that's when I stepped in. Now,
You're the chair. You're the chair.
I am the board chair right now, and I'm the producing artistic director. And in stepping in, what I had to do was essentially ask the question, do we keep this going? Because we were in a very, very bad position in 2009. The board that we had at the time was just 5 people. We thought that the brand was worth saving. We knew that this brand was built on the backs of people that look like you and me.
That's right.
All right? Unapologetically hungry, young, vulnerable folks, you know what I mean? Who are classically trained and want the same opportunities as any of their other actor counterparts.
That's right.
You know? And I want to build an institution where they can call a home. You know? So since 2009, we've had some success. We've been able to get a grant from the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone that allowed me to hire a managing director and a development director. So now I'm not writing all the grants, and sort of the day-to-day operations is under the responsibilities of David Roberts, our managing director. But I'm constantly out there trying to enroll people by coming to our shows.
Yes.
I'm not a boastful guy. I don't like to talk too much. I'm like, come see our shows.
Right.
If I
Let
can't
us-
win
let
you
the
over,
show speak for itself.
thank you.
Right.
And I think we're finding success. It's a lot of hard work. The economics of theater are strange, you know, particularly in the United States, who don't value the arts in the same way that, you know, our European counterparts or other people across the globe. I really want to get to Cuba. That's where, you know,
That's where a lot of opportunity
I
is.
think there's a lot of opportunity about to
You know,
happen.
that's a big buzzword, Cuba.
Yeah, it is a big buzzword. But I don't want to appropriate. I really want to do something substantive. You know what I mean? I don't want it just to be about going to Cuba. I want it to be able to have some sort of exchange.
not
you know?
that in that way, but the controversy surrounding
Oh, no doubt.
Americans going to Cuba to do anything.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, vacation, let alone produce
Yeah,
theater.
and then there's the political aspects.
Exactly.
Castro's, Assata Shakur.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
we can keep it
We
going.
can keep it going.
You mind if I have a sip of this wonderful
Have
tea?
a sip of that tea.
King's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the iron, and sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
That was very, very intriguing, and I'm very happy that you've stayed committed
Yeah.
to really growing the Classical Theater of Harlem brand, and it shows. The hard work is definitely showing.
Thank
so,
you.
congratulations.
Thank
just
you.
looking at the audiences
Yeah.
of the plays that are happening there at the Marcus Garvey Amphitheater. What's it? The
Richard Rogers
Richard
Amphitheater.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Another tongue twister. Richard Rogers Amphitheater.
Yeah.
In Harlem. And so seeing the mixed diversity of the crowd.
Isn't that amazing?
It's great.
And I truly believe that that is the future that's fast approaching us. So I've been working hard to talk to foundations and to government to say, hey, look, you guys have all these mandates around diversity and inclusion. Well, we're it. We're it from there. Yeah. So we're not just, doing things as gestures towards it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Our leadership is diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Our stages are diverse. Our audiences are diverse.
The cast is diverse.
I mean, so it's just who we are.
I love that. One of the things I wanted to ask you about your production.
Yes, ma'am.
The cast that are chosen. It seems that there's a mixture of your very well-seasoned actors.
Yep.
As well as those in between and some newcomers.
That's exactly
Did I
right.
get that right?
Yeah, and that's done on purpose.
I figured.
And it's because of the structure of how we, the economy of theater. So I have a contract with Actors Equity Association. I'm required to have at least 7 equity actors on my stage. All right. So if I have a bigger show, I am allowed to bring in non-equity actors. So yes, they are paid less than our equity actors are. And I would love to be able to, raise the kind of funds in a way where I can have more of a more equity amongst every single person on the stage. Right, we want to have favored nations. That's what we would love to get to. With that said, yes, we have nation and experienced ones on stage. The experienced ones, I think, is important to see the young folks coming up how to act professionally, show up on time, be able to contribute in such a way that expands the conversation of theater itself. So like my son is a cellist, and the musical director called him in and said, look, I want you to actually play for some of my music that I'm producing. But his name is Shayshawn McPherson.
That is
so this
beautiful.
is so it means something to be able to infuse what we're doing with the community, with the youth.
And you're building legacy, you're building tradition.
Amen.
It's incredible. Let's talk about Mr. Ron
Cephas Jones.
Cephas Jones.
Ooh, boy. We did more than hit a home run with that brother.
Wow. So I did go see the show, and I loved it. It was just absolutely magical for me, and it was beautiful. And just hearing him speak.
Yep. Mellifluous and it's like jazz.
Yeah,
and
it's very smooth.
He is jazz.
Maybe it's like cognac or something.
That's a good one. I'm gonna tell him that.
Since we're drinking tea, fine oolong. There you go.
He's gonna love that when he watches this. Yeah, brother Tom, you hit it right on the head. You know what I'm saying, man? It's revolutionary. That's my man.
Yeah, so that was certainly a treat, and I know must have been a treat for some of the newcomers.
Oh, no doubt.
To the field of acting.
Look, everyone. I think Ron was a reason why so many people. I didn't even have to do an agent submission for this show. We literally put it out on Facebook and Playbill that we were casting, and boom, people showed up. Ron Cephas Jones is one of the kind of actor that you can build a company around. All right, and this Prospero that he puts out there will be the Prospero that people will remember. I guarantee you.
I love
and this
that.
is not to diminish other folks that have played Prospero within this past year. He will be singled out, not just for this year, but as one of the great Prosperos people have ever played.
It was a refreshing take on it.
I read
in one of the reviews.
Yeah.
Because I read 2 of them this morning, the New York Times and the New York Daily News, and one of them said that his portrayal was a refreshing take on that role compared to the other production. It seems that when one theater is doing a classical production or Shakespeare production, another theater is doing it around the same time. Is that planned? I see that happen.
No. So we planned to do Tempest in October of last year. Carl and I had a conversation. It's actually, I understand what you're saying. Oftentimes you'll see multiple theater companies do the same production. I honestly I did not know what the other seasons were going to be of other theater companies. They may have known ours.
Right.
But I think New York City welcomes different productions. Last year, they had 3 productions of King Lear. Tafana, Theater for a New Audience, BAM, and I believe the Public.
Wow.
And so we happen to be doing the Tempest, and the Public Theater is also doing the Tempest. And I'm glad they did, because we were able to find Bernard White.
There you go.
So,
and Bernard White is going to be one of the...
Yeah, he's our understudy for Prospero. And, Ron, because of his television schedule, will be missing a couple shows. And Bernard, he is an experienced, old school, extraordinary actor in his own life. So like I would be reluctant to put anybody on stage after Ron Cephas Jones. Bernard fits right in nicely. So
That's great.
we're really, really lucky.
That's great. Well, we're going to get ready to wrap up our
Sure.
short time with you. It's been absolutely delightful. One of the things you already said that I was going to ask you about is, you know, how can actors, how do we know about readings and how to audition?
Yep.
How do you find out about things like that when it comes to classical theater, Harlem, for those who want to get involved?
cthnyc.org. We post it on our website, and we are big into social media. Social media is one of the reasons why we were still able to survive. That free advertising was huge for us.
Right, right.
So our Facebook page and our Twitter accounts, but mainly our website. We post there, post on Facebook to let folks know when we're casting. And we are going to be building what's called the artist page. We're really excited about this.
Good.
It'll probably happen after, because of capacity issues, after this production is over. If you're an actor or an actress or a designer, you can give us your picture and your resume. We will post it on our site for free.
Nice.
Because we often get calls for anything
acting,
theater related, anything entertainment
cast.
related. Yeah, and we're like, look, just go straight to our website and you can choose yourself and contact the actors directly. So that's going to be called our artist page. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I just want to share one little tidbit of trivia here. So I do have a background in theater, studied it in school and really loved it. And I was reading your bio, and he played Menelaus in The Women of Troy. Well, we call it The Women of Troy.
Gotcha.
And when you, in your production was
Trojan
The Trojan Women.
Yeah.
And I played Andromache,
Yeah.
wife of Hector.
So are you suggesting we should, do the play and then maybe high five?
You gotta plant the seed, put it out there in the air. But yeah,
Hey, nothing
definitely
wrong
want to
with
have
that.
a conversation.
All right, deal.
That's how you make it happen. You just put it out there in the universe, But anyway, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Is there anything that you want to leave our audience with? The dates, the play, the
Sure.
Tempest runs from now until the 26th of July.
Correct. 8 p.m. on Fridays. We begin at 8:15 p.m. because we have a relationship with the Jazzmobile.
That's
so
right.
you'll have jazz and theater on Friday nights, which is amazing. So Jazzmobile, I believe, begins at 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
and they run to about 8:15, and then we'll go up right after that.
And you get to see everybody do the swing dance. And it's a lot of
Sometimes you
fun.
do that too, yeah. There is one last thing I'd like to say. We do
Yes.
have an educational component. We are, as an artistic director and as a person, I'm a
Right.
huge believer in education, public education.
Yes.
And so on the 15th, I believe, we are also going to have the Chamber Music Center, and these are young people present classical music on our stage before our show. So the 15th, and then on the 23rd, we're going to have folks from Jenny Underkoffler, who runs Face to Music, and students from Special Music School do that again. I want folks to know how important music is, how arts is in a child's development.
Absolutely.
So we're going to use our platform to let people see how amazing and extraordinary these young artists can be.
I think that I think that what you're doing is absolutely wonderful, especially with the changes and the evolution that's going on in Harlem.
Yeah.
It's very important to develop and hold on to the traditions that make Harlem what it is.
I think it's important to preserve our treasures.
There you go. Important to preserve our treasures.
Amen.
I think that that's the perfect note to end on. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Tea Life with Tiffany.
I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
If thou dost break her virgin knot, before all sanctimonious ceremonies, which may with full and holy writ be ministered, send my horse, take in the topsail, send to the matter. I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound.